Welcome to Red Recaps. Here in today's video, we will be taking a recap of the famous last installment titled Rambo: Last Blood. Stick around and watch till the end as this movie is filled with action. Let's get started. John returns to his childhood home, where he now resides on his father's ranch with his good friend Maria Beltran and her granddaughter Gabrielle, who considers Rambo to be a relative. Maria then welcomed him inside the home and offered him tea while they discussed what had happened in the wilderness. The following morning, John is spotted riding a horse, and he then enters Maria's apartment to have breakfast. Years have passed since Rambo's last conflict, and he has been busy digging a network of tunnels beneath the ranch while simultaneously suffering from PTSD and being haunted by thoughts of slaughter and death. Gabrielle then shows up, and they discuss her going to college. She also tells John that he is not to blame for what occurred in the forest. She agrees when John invites her to host a party in the tunnels for her friends. Gabrielle's friend Giselle contacts her during the celebration because she knows something about her long-lost father, Miguel. Rambo, who is familiar with the man, asks Gabrielle about her predicament after everyone has left. Rambo responds that Gabrielle shouldn't have to look for a man who hasn't bothered to be involved in her life. He continues by saying that he is aware of how awful some guys can be, and that pursuing him would only harm her. She should wait a short while, he said, adding that he loves her like a daughter and understands her need for clarification. This discussion continues the following morning when Gabrielle challenges Maria to accompany her to Mexico in search of Miguel, who allegedly used to beat Gabrielle's mother before Rambo stepped in. Gabrielle poses as if she's leaving for somewhere nearby, but she makes her way to Mexico to meet Giselle. Gabrielle is guided by her to Miguel's home. Miguel emerged after a woman opened the door after Gabrielle knocked on it. He confronts her in private and vehemently informs her that he had no desire to be associated with either her or her mother. To cheer her up, Giselle takes a tearful Gabrielle out to a club. There, Gabrielle converses with a man and enjoys a drink before he sneaks pills into it. Maria receives a call from Giselle the following day, informing her that Gabrielle has vanished. Rambo decides to search for Gabrielle on his own by traveling to Mexico. Gabrielle is then shown line up with other young ladies who have been kidnapped and are being held as slaves by the cartel. Victor Martinez, one of the organizers, drags a woman who attempted to flee inside and threatens to kill everyone if they attempt to flee once more. He visits Miguel at his home and threatens him by telling him that he should have broken his neck years earlier and that he is to blame for the entire situation. Rambo then finds Giselle, and upon discovering that she is sporting Gabrielle's jewelry that belonged to her mother, quickly deduces that she sold Gabrielle into trafficking. Rambo compels Giselle to accompany him to the club where she took Gabrielle. They see the man Gabrielle was chatting with there. A local woman, Carmen Delgado, is watching Rambo. Following the man to his car, Rambo confronts him while brandishing his knife. When he continues to refuse to speak, Rambo strikes him hard in the shoulder with the butt end of the blade, stabs him in the leg, and then brutally breaks his bones by digging into the shoulder wound. Only then does the man tell you where Gabrielle was taken. Rambo travels by car to the cartel's base, where he can be seen clearly. Carmen's also been following. Hugo, along with their group of soldiers, joins Victor. Rambo's surrounded by guys as he makes his way to the brothers. He pulls out a photo of Gabrielle, and the brothers immediately recognize her. Hugo threatens Rambo with harming Gabrielle as he comes out for her, after the gang severely beats Rambo. Rambo is then marked by Victor by having a V cut out of his cheek and left for dead. Carmen saves him, but the brothers continue to abuse Gabrielle. Rambo gets better in Carmen's home throughout the following few days, but Gabrielle is coerced into being a trafficker while also being regularly drugged. Maria's only option in the interim is to wait around for Rambo and Gabrielle to show up. When Rambo awakens, Carmen informs him that the Martinez brothers cartel abducted and killed her sister, and that she has been looking into them ever since in the hopes of bringing them to justice. Rambo prepares to retrieve Gabrielle. Rambo breaks into a brothel and kills the owners as well as many unfortunate patrons. He commands the women to flee, but they all object, claiming that fleeing would result in their deaths. Gabrielle is barely aware when he locates her room. Rambo manages to free her. Later, the Martinez brothers discover the location and realize that Rambo is to blame for the deaths of all of their guys. Victor reprimands Hugo for failing to execute Rambo when they had the chance. Rambo tries to explain to Gabrielle that she has given him hope in the years since he returned home and that he loves her dearly as they make their way back to Arizona. Gabrielle tragically passed away shortly after giving in to the overdose of narcotics. When Rambo gets home in the morning, he has to tell Maria the bad news. Rambo and Maria bury Gabrielle in the backyard. Maria tells Rambo that she will be depressed till the day she dies, as she packs up and leaves the house to reside with her sister. Now driven by resentment and a desire for retribution, Rambo starts to set up traps all over the ranch and rig the tunnels. He goes back to Mexico to ask Carmen for assistance in locating Victor. She is initially apprehensive since she doesn't believe anything good would result from it, but Rambo persuades her that these individuals are to blame for the deaths of people that they both cherished. After finding Victor's house, Rambo kills every man he encounters on the way to Victor. Hugo finds Victor's headless, bloody body on the bed with Gabrielle's photo cut into his chest when he gets there. Then, Rambo is seen turning around and throwing Victor's head into the road. Hugo and his troops are ready for battle. They travel to Rambo's property where he is waiting for the cartel. One of the booby traps blows up the first van that enters the site. The remaining men start to charge the home and tunnels, where they are either blasted up by C4 explosives or impaled by additional traps. Rambo prowls in the shadows, blasting any men he comes across while also dismembering them with his blade and traps. As Hugo continues to lose soldiers, Rambo approaches him and uses the radio to warn him that his time is running short. Rambo escapes and makes it into the barn as Hugo escapes and makes it into the barn, as Rambo blows up the tunnels to bury all the surviving troops underground. Unluckily for him, Rambo is standing by and shoots Hugo with 4 arrows to force him up against the wall. Hugo metaphorically tore out Rambo's heart, and now Rambo will practically do the same to him, says Rambo as he approaches him. Before Hugo passes away, he makes a deep cut in his chest with his sword before removing and displaying his heart to him. After the battle, Rambo, who is now hurt, retires to his rocking chair. His voiceover declares that although he is now alone because everyone he has ever loved has passed away, he will keep fighting to preserve their memories. Rambo eventually gets back up and mounts his horse to ride off into the distance. We do hope that you enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts concerning this movie? Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think about the movie. If you like this movie, you can watch it by clicking on the links below. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more of our videos. Thanks for watching Red Recaps. See you in the next video.